9/11 audio has surfaced, shedding new light on serious allegations against Trey Songz and Diddy. What was once whispered in backrooms is now echoing across the internet. And this time, there's tape. First, Trey Songz is trending for the wrong reasons again. Then Diddy gets dragged into the mix with a 911 call that feels like something out of a crime documentary. In this video, we're breaking down the serious allegations linked to both stars. We're going to be unpacking the chilling details from the leaked 911 call and exploring what this could mean legally for Trey, Diddy, and everyone in their circle. So grab your snacks, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and get ready for a tour through the land of lawsuits, leaked tapes, and celeb drama. First of all, let's talk about Trey Songz, because while the man can definitely hit a high note, his legal record has been hitting all the wrong ones. Over the past few years, Trey has been accused of serious allegations involving misconduct. We're not talking about bad attitudes. We're talking about serious allegations including accusations of inappropriate behavior, substance misuse, and physical harm. Yeah, it's not looking great for Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Let's rewind a bit. The most high-profile case came from former UNLV basketball player Dylan Gonzalez, who publicly accused Trey of a serious assault in a Las Vegas hotel room. And she didn't just tweet it and bounce. Her legal team followed through with a lawsuit. She claimed the incident left her with long-lasting trauma and that she'd stayed silent for years out of fear. But she's not the only one. Several other women, some anonymous, some not, have come forward with similar stories. Allegations of being drugged at parties, being pressured into non-consensual situations, and being ignored or silenced when they tried to speak up. Some described him as going from charming to aggressive with no warning. And if you're thinking, well, where's the proof? That's a good question. While some cases have quietly disappeared or been dismissed, Trey has reportedly settled more than one. Now, settling doesn't always mean guilt, but let's be honest, it's not usually a sign of squeaky clean innocence either. In 2021, a woman claimed she was assaulted by Trey at a Miami nightclub. Another woman accused him of non-consensual behavior at a pool party involving physical exposure. A third claimed he engaged in inappropriate behavior during a consensual act without her consent to that specific act. Crossing agreed-upon boundaries even in a consensual setting can still be a serious violation. Despite the mountain of accusations, Trey has denied all wrongdoing and hasn't been criminally convicted. But as more women speak up, and the internet keeps receipts, it's looking more like a pattern than a coincidence. And now with this Diddy situation heating up, some fans are asking, was Trey just a guest or part of the whole operation? More on that in a bit. But before we talk about Diddy's House of Secrets, ask yourself this. Why do so many people leave his parties in silence and never speak of it again? It's the question that's been haunting the industry for years. And now, with lawsuits flying and 911 calls leaking, the mask is slipping. What once felt like an untouchable mystery is now looking more like a carefully constructed cover-up. But what exactly was Diddy hiding? What is he being accused of? Now let's slide over to Diddy, aka Love, aka Brother Love, aka possibly the most indicted man with a bad boy catalog. Diddy has always been the king of vibes, lavish mansions, all-white yacht parties, and a Rolodex of celebrities that reads like a Grammy lineup. Things started heating up in late 2023 when Cassie, his longtime ex, filed a bombshell lawsuit claiming she was abused, trafficked, and forced into disturbing situations disguised as private parties. Her lawsuit described instances of physical abuse, forced situations involving others, claims of being drugged, and being kept under Diddy's control by rent money and intimidation. The case was settled within 24 hours. You heard that right. One day. And for $20 million. And if we're being honest, no one pays $20 million to clear up a misunderstanding over party snacks. Absolutely no one. But that was just the start. Because after Cassie cracked the door, a flood of other women stepped through. Former lovers, employees, random women who attended his parties, all saying the same things. Drugs, violence, coercion, cameras, NDAs, and enough party supplies to make it feel like a nightclub behind closed doors. One of the current key witnesses, nicknamed Jane, says Diddy physically assaulted her in multiple ways over a period of years and forced her into non-consensual group encounters involving other individuals over a period of 3 years. In another case, a male employee even alleged he was fired for refusing to procure women for Diddy's events. Another woman described being locked in a room. Still think these are just celebrity parties gone wild? Because the picture that's forming now is showing Diddy for who he was, A man who demonstrates a pattern of behavior that some would describe as predatory. There were even NDAs. These weren't your average contracts. We're talking about heavy-duty, soul-binding agreements that allegedly prevented partygoers, employees, and even romantic partners from ever speaking a word about what went down. Some reports say phones were confiscated at the door. Others say bodyguards were stationed not just for protection, but for silent enforcement. Now the feds are fully involved. Homeland Security agents raided his homes in LA and Miami in 2024, seizing items including electronic substances and documents that raised concern online. Diddy's response? A now deleted Instagram video apologizing but also saying everything was consensual. His lawyers have called the claims money grabs and part of a smear campaign. Meanwhile, witness after witness says are lining up to testify. Multiple federal lawsuits, ongoing criminal investigations, and a courtroom full of people asking one question: what the hell went on in those mansions? Spoiler alert, probably nothing that ends with a Grammy. Alright, let's talk about the biggest mystery in this whole mess. The leak, the bomb. Because this 911 call didn't just show up like it was part of a public record drop. It was like a surprise album. No warning, no announcement. So the audio starts with this caller who's clearly in a panic. We're talking with a shaky voice, short breaths, and whispers like they're trying not to be heard. It's the kind of call that makes you sit up straight, because it sounds very real. It is very real. And guess whose name gets dropped in the middle of it? Yup, Diddy's, multiple times. The caller doesn't go into graphic detail, thankfully, but they mention people being scared, being forced into uncomfortable or unsafe activities, and there's this overwhelming sense that something very wrong is happening in that house, that something is very wrong with that house. It's not just someone overreacting to a wild party. It sounds like someone calling for help because they're genuinely afraid. Now here's where it all goes crazy. What they describe lines up almost perfectly with the stuff people like Cassie and Jane have already said in lawsuits. The control, the fear, the weird energy at these so-called parties. This call just adds fuel to that fire. It's like someone finally hit record on the madness. And while we obviously can't play the audio, and wouldn't if we could, respect people, just knowing it exists changes everything. This isn't a random audio or someone's anonymous source. It's a 911 emergency call. It is legal and time-stamped. No filters, no PR team cleaning it up. That's why investigators are all over it. Of course, some folks online are already yelling, "It's AI, it's fake." But if it turns out to be legit and traceable to someone who was actually there, who? The bottom line is, the call doesn't just support the old allegation, it reinforces everything the witnesses are saying. And depending on where the case goes next, it could be one of the strongest pieces of evidence yet. Alright, so let's get into the part where lawyers start sweating, PR teams stop sleeping, and everybody in the music biz suddenly remembers they do have morals. If the allegations against Trey Songz and Diddy hold up, and that's looking more likely by the day, this could mean major legal consequences, not just bad headlines and Twitter drama, like felony charges, possible jail time, and public disgrace. The kind of downfall where your Wikipedia page suddenly has more legal sections than awards. Let's start with Trey. He's already got a rap sheet of lawsuits, and this isn't his first rodeo with assault allegations. But if the 911 audio, witness testimonies, or anything else proves he was involved in drugging or coercing women, that's criminal, plain and simple. And remember, law enforcement isn't just checking vibes, they're checking phone records, witness statements, and security footage. If they find evidence, Trey could face serious criminal charges related to misconduct and exploitation, depending on how deep this rabbit hole goes. And even if he somehow escapes jail time, the court of public opinion, he's already on trial there. Venues will stop booking him, collaborators will distance themselves, brands, forget about it. His name is already getting the blur and mute treatment on social media. And this time, a hiatus won't fix it. Now, let's talk about Diddy. This man is not just a performer, he's a brand. Music, fashion, liquor, media, philanthropy. He was hip-hop's clean mogul, the polished billionaire with a champagne smile. But now, his name is now being connected to serious allegations, from trafficking claims to coercion and federal racketeering investigations. This is no longer celebrity gossip. This is federal. When Homeland Security raids your mansion, they're not coming for your mixtapes. If even half of what's being alleged is proven, Diddy could face decades in prison. His business empire could collapse. Shareholders will pull out. Brand deals will dry up. Revolt TV may face leadership restructuring. And all those artists who once called him a mentor, they're already hitting unfollow. From a music industry perspective, this moment is huge. The industry has long had a see-no-evil approach when it came to its stars. As long as you were charting, your dark secrets stayed locked in the green room. But the Diddy case, Trey's too, is forcing the industry to confront itself. We're talking about a potential shift in accountability. Labels are rethinking contracts. PR teams are preparing for more exposés. Artists are starting to speak out. And fans are not here for the cover-ups anymore. Bottom line, if these allegations are substantiated, we're not just watching two celebrities fall. We're watching a system unravel. The industry that once protected them may now have to purge itself or risk going down with them. And that, my friends, is what makes this more than just another celebrity scandal. So, should you be scared? Maybe not personally. Unless you're a platinum artist with a suspicious NDA and a party invite from 2017, you're probably safe. But for the industry, oh, they're sweating. Because this isn't just about Diddy anymore. It's about who protected him, who enabled him, who looked the other way. And if even half of the whispers are true, this scandal might just be the tip of a much larger problem, and we're all about to watch it rise. That's all for now, but this story is clearly far from over. And if you're into breakdowns like this, where we go beyond the surface and dig into what's really going on behind the scenes, check out our other videos for more wild stories, deep dives, and the real facts no one else is connecting. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. More updates are coming soon. Until then, stay safe, and maybe avoid celebrity house parties for a while.